Most games give you something to do. A handful give you somewhere to actually be. These are 10 games that don't just give you a world to explore, they give you a second life to live. Days Gone, a post pandemic biker survival game set in the ruins of Oregon. Your bike needs fuel, weapons degrade, ammo is never guaranteed, the world runs its own logic whether you're watching or not. Stick with it and it stops feeling like a game you're playing and starts feeling like a place you're surviving. Cyberpunk 2077, a first person RPG set in a neon soaked megalopolis where corporations run everything and everyone has an angle. Night City is the most convincingly alive urban environment ever built in a game. What you wear, who you trust, the city responds to all of it in ways that feel genuinely personal. Hogwarts Legacy, an open world RPG set inside a fully playable Hogwarts castle in the 1800s. Staircases shift, portraits talk. It behaves like a real place with real history, and that's where the Second Life feeling lives. Baldur's Gate 3, a deep fantasy RPG where every choice you make shapes a world that pushes back. Companions have full lives and limits. Quests don't resolve the way games usually do. Time spent inside it accumulates into something that feels less like game progress and more like actual experience. Fallout 4, a post-apocalyptic RPG set in the ruins of Boston where you're rebuilding civilization from scratch. The Commonwealth is dense with stories in every abandoned building and skeleton. The settlement system is where the Second Life feeling really lives, claiming a place and turning it into somewhere people want to be. Skyrim, a fantasy RPG where you're the Dragonborn, but really you're whoever you decide to be. You can be a blacksmith who occasionally kills dragons, or a thief who funds an orphanage. The game never tells you which version is correct. People keep wanting to go back, and that says everything. Horizon Forbidden West, an action RPG set in a lush, far future Earth ruled by mechanical creatures where a young hunter is trying to save the world. Each region has its own ecosystem, machines, and cultures. Simply riding across the landscape, watching herds move in the distance carries the same pull as the next objective. That balance is rare. No Man's Sky, a space exploration survival game where you build an entire life across a procedurally generated universe, a base on a toxic world, a garden planet you've named yourself. The life you build is genuinely yours, not one the game scripted for you. Some players have thousands of hours, not chasing objectives, but because they didn't want to leave. Black Flag, an open-world pirate adventure set across a sun-soaked Caribbean full of ships to hunt and islands to discover. Sailing between them, listening to your crew break into shanties, watching weather roll across the horizon, the ocean becomes a second life all on its own. Stalker 2, a survival shooter set in the radioactive anomaly-warped exclusion zone around Chernobyl. NPCs move, fight, and die on their own schedules. Anomalies shift. Camps you cleared yesterday might be occupied today. No game makes you feel more like a person actually trying to survive inside a living, hostile world.